Hey, Laura. Is Dad's funeral over now? What? Is this my sister? What do you want? What kind of attitude is that? You should speak to your big sister with more respect. I don't think so. I haven't even thought of you as my sister for years now. Who the hell doesn't even show up to their own dad's funeral? Well, he did disown me, didn't he? It's hardly my fault I can't show my face at the house anymore. Oh yeah, that's right. He did. Because you're a thieving piece of trash who stole $80,000 of the family's money a year ago. Just so you could run away with some weirdo lowlife guy. I didn't steal anything. Don't say such awful things. All I did was borrow the money me and my boyfriend needed to live together. I mean, it's not like I ever planned on giving it back, though. Surely you're not going to pretend you struggled just because you lost a little pocket change? Dad was rich after all. You know that's not the point. Behold, the thought process of a true scumbag. I don't understand you at all. Yeah, anyways, more importantly, is Dad's funeral over now? It was today, wasn't it? Yes, it was. We saw him off peacefully this afternoon. But why are you asking? Dad's funeral has nothing to do with you. If the funeral's over, I should be able to collect my inheritance now. What? No way. Are you planning on taking Dad's inheritance? Obviously. I'm the eldest daughter. Don't be so ridiculous. Not only did you run off with $80,000 of the family's money, but you weren't there when Dad was admitted to the hospital or when his condition worsened. You didn't show up to the wake, and you weren't even at the funeral. You didn't show your face even once. To think that you're only interested in the inheritance. Can't you just stop being a selfish moron for just once in your life? You're not getting a single penny of Dad's money. Ha! Who's the idiot? Let me make this crystal clear. The ones who won't be getting a single penny of Dad's inheritance are you and Mom. What? What do you mean? I have Dad's will. It says very clearly, I bequeath all of my property, assets, and money to my eldest daughter, Kaylee. What? You have Dad's will? It says that? Why would he give his entire inheritance to you? No, it has to be a fake. Sucks to be you, sis. It's the real deal. He wrote it 3 years ago. God, you have no idea how long I had to play the part of the perfect daughter to make absolutely sure I'd get everything in the inheritance. I made him think I was going to look after you and Mom when he was gone. He was so convinced that he agreed to give me the house. That's why he wrote me this will. You're horrible. You mean you tricked Dad? That's fraud, plain and simple. You can call it whatever you like. Anyways, the fact of the matter is that I have the will, and that's what it says. Which means I'll be taking everything. As for the family home, I'll be taking the house itself and the land it's built on. Oh, and of course, I'll be selling it straight away. I mean, why the hell would I want a rickety old house in the middle of nowhere? Yeah, it goes without saying, but make sure you and Mom hurry up and get out. I'd be so upset if you ended up homeless. What? You're just gonna sell the family home? Even though me and Mom are still living here? Sheesh, sis, of course I am. God, try and see things from my perspective. If I sell it, I get more money. The house, the land, the furniture. Heck, I'll even sell the dog. If it didn't die already, that is. Surely, you wouldn't do this to us. Dad's barely gone 5 minutes, and you're gonna kick us out of the family home? This is wrong. Aw, Diddums, I'm so sorry. It's what's written in the will, so it's out of my hands. Look, I'm so kind that I'm willing to wait until you find somewhere else to live. I amaze myself. You just don't find people as generous as me. Just kicking me out would be one thing. But to think you'd kick your mother out of her own house. You're the worst. You pathetic, low-life piece of trash! No, you guys are just stupid. Anyways, for the time being, make sure you transfer all the money in the house right now into my bank account, okay? I knew I was going to be getting the inheritance, so I went on a shopping spree and bought tons of brand clothing. Oopsie. I may have bought myself a luxury foreign sports car, too. And of course, me and my boyfriend will be going on a holiday abroad, so we really need this money pronto. Oh, and I'll take you to court if you try and keep it from me. Toodles! So the money still hasn't gone into my account? Me and my boyfriend have our holiday tomorrow, you know. Would you hurry up and transfer it to me already? I'm not transferring you anything. We have no money to give you. What? Okay, I know you. You can't stand the thought of me taking the house and money. But do you seriously plan on fighting me over this? You need to understand something. The only reason you're currently living in my house is because I'm very kindly allowing you to. Because it's my property. If I decided to, I could have you both stripped of all your possessions and begging for food on the streets in a heartbeat. If you don't want that to happen, I suggest you be a good girl and do what I say. No matter what you say, me and Mom won't be leaving the house. You won't be getting any of Dad's money either. You really are a pig-headed dimwit. Cut the crap and give me the money. Like I told you, Dad's inheritance is all mine. Ugh. There's nothing in the inheritance for you. What? What are you even saying? I have Dad's will right here. Actually, Dad's will just came. His most recent, updated one. What? Dad's lawyer came over yesterday. He was originally supposed to come on the day of the funeral, but apparently there were some delays due to a mistake. So, he brought Dad's will with him yesterday. His new one. The one he wrote 2 months ago. He wrote it while he was still in the hospital and left it with his lawyer. Huh? What? All I'm hearing is nonsense. Come on. What's written in the most recent will is always prioritized, which means yours is nothing but a useless piece of paper. What's written in the new one is basically in accordance with inheritance law. Mom will be getting the house and the land it's built on, accounting for about half of the overall inheritance. I'll get the remaining half in cash. What? Where's mine? You're not getting anything. Seems like Dad counted the money you took from the house back then as your share. A kind of living inheritance. Because it says that your portion got canceled out. What? That's a thing? You mean I'm not getting a single penny? This can't be. What about my legal right share? Just because I might not be written in the will doesn't mean I can't claim my legal share, surely. That portion's rightfully mine. Wow. You actually know about the legal right share? Someone's been doing the research. I'm actually surprised. But unfortunately for you, you're not entitled to that either. What? Why? Because any money received up to a year before the death is considered living inheritance and nullifies eligibility to the legal right share. Basically, the money you took was originally intended to be inherited by all of us as part of the will. It still hasn't been a year since you stole all that money from the house, has it? Now, the amount of money you made off with was greater than that you were set to inherit. Accordingly, you're not entitled to claim for legal right share. In fact, I am. What? I don't understand. Oh, sorry. You don't get it? I'll make it so simple that a monkey could understand. You currently have the money that I was supposed to inherit. Therefore, I'm legally entitled to claim it back in court. According to my calculations, you owe me just over $15,000. What? I have to pay? $15,000? You really think I've got that kind of money? I can't possibly pay that. I know that. Since it's you, I'm fully aware you probably already wasted every penny of the money you ran off with. Which is why, if you respect what's written in Dad's new will, I'm willing to be kind enough not to take you to court. On the condition that you not only give up on the inheritance, but also never contact or come near us again. If you do that, I'll give up on the $15,000. Think of it as payment for getting the hell out of our lives. So, how does that sound? It sounds crazy. It's all wrong. The reason I bought so much branded clothing was because I thought I was going to get Dad's inheritance. Oh, not just that, but a luxury sports car too. What am I meant to do now? Me and my boyfriend are supposed to go abroad tomorrow. If I don't get any money, I'll be completely screwed. I simply don't agree. Why should the will I have be invalidated just because you got a new one? You might not agree, but what are you going to do? Take me to court? If you insist on trying to claim your legal right share no matter what, I'm happy to take you to court myself. I'm ready to lawyer up and wage a total war on you, sis. And when I win, you'll also be paying my legal fees. But you're the only one set to gain in either case. This isn't fair. I'm the eldest daughter, your big sister. How dare you act with such insolence toward me? Unfair and insolent is fine by me. This wouldn't have happened in the first place if you didn't run off with Dad's money without considering the consequences. If you hadn't gone splurging on things you couldn't afford with money that wasn't supposed to be yours yet, you wouldn't be in this mess. You only have yourself to blame. But what am I supposed to do about all this debt? I borrowed nearly $80,000 because I thought the inheritance was going to show up in my account any day now. What are you saying I should do about that? Beats me. It's not my debt. I have no obligation to pay it off for you. You got into debt by yourself, so get out of it yourself. This seriously can't be happening. I can't be up to my ears in debt. This isn't who I am. It wasn't supposed to be like this. So, what are you gonna do? 1, give up on the inheritance and never have anything to do with us again. Or 2, hedge your bets on a legal battle you have zero hope of winning. Either way is fine by me. Oh, damn you! Fine, I don't need the inheritance. I'll never set foot in the house again after this. You'll never see me again. I mean it. Happy now? Yes. Perfect. We'll be dealing with the paperwork and procedures on our end. So make sure you really do never come back to the house again. And make sure you really don't give us any more hassle over the money. Is that clear? You money grubber. You swindler. I'll never forgive you for this. Money grubber? Swindler? Was that a self-introduction? Nothing a debt-ridden thief has to say could possibly faze me. Ugh! Just shut up! I hate you! Yeah, I hate you too. Anyways, good luck paying off all that debt. I did get into a serious panic when I heard that my sister had Dad's will. But thankfully, since my dad had the foresight to make the necessary amendments before he passed away, her threats never amounted to anything. When my sister had to cancel the trip abroad with her boyfriend at the last minute, things turned hostile between them, and eventually, the relationship fell apart. She was left with nothing but a mountain of debt. She sold off the car and all the branded goods she had bought in anticipation of the inheritance to cover the debt repayments. But it wasn't enough, and I heard that after getting into even more debt with some shady black market lenders, she's now working at a bathhouse to make ends meet. Me and Mom are healing from the sadness of losing Dad together, and we have begun slowly returning to our normal lives. Now, we don't have a care in the world, and we're taking good care of the family home that Dad left us.
Hey Dad, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to talk to you about what went down last night, when I introduced you and Mom to my fiancé.
I'm glad you messaged me, Katie. I have some things I need to address with you too.
If it's okay, I'd like to go first.
Alright.
I noticed you were very hostile and negative the whole evening, especially towards Darren and I. I want to know what the problem was. Do you not approve of Darren?
Katie, I love you and only want the very best for you, but since you asked, no, I don't approve of Darren.
I understand that you may have some reservations, but can you please tell me why? I know I'm your little girl, but Darren has been nothing but kind and caring towards me. He treats me like a princess.
Well, for one, I've observed some things about Darren that worry me. He doesn't seem to have a stable job, and I'm concerned about your financial security. Marriage is a partnership, and it's essential to have stability and security in your life.
Money isn't everything. You of all people should know that. You married for love, and not money. I'm happy. Isn't that enough for you?
I understand you're happy, Katie, but as your father, I have certain worries. There are other things about Darren that make me question whether he's the right person for you.
Well, what are they? I value your opinion, Dad, but I also believe that love should be about the connection between two people. You can't just base your opinion of Darren on what he earns.
I have my reasons, okay? I don't give you my blessing to marry that man, and that's the end of it.
Are you serious? You can't outright rule him out. Last night was the first time you met him. Maybe you just need to give him some time to warm up to him.
I don't need time, Katie. My decision is final.
I can't believe you're being like this.
I told you. I'm just looking out for what's best for you, and what's best for you is not him.
I know I said I appreciate your opinion, but the way you're acting right now about this whole situation is ridiculous. You can't stop me from marrying Darren.
I will not allow you to marry that man, Katie, whether you like it or not. I'm your father, and I will have the final say.
You can't control my life. I tried to have a decent conversation with you, but you just ruined it.
If you won't listen to me and end this relationship, I'll just have to cut you off.
Really, Dad? Are you resorting to threats now?
It's not a threat, Katie. It's a promise. Not only will I remove you from mine and your mother's wills, but I'll also go to Darren and make sure he never wants to see you again.
Okay, so you are threatening to cut me off and beat up Darren if I don't break up my relationship with him?
If that's what I have to do to get you two to call off this ridiculous engagement, then that's what I will do. So to make it easy for all of us, just end things with him. He's not right for you. You just need to trust me and my judgment.
You're the last person I feel I can trust right now, especially after what you just said to me.
I'm sorry, Katie, but I'll do what I must.
I can't believe you, Dad. Darren told me you showed up at his work today and started threatening him.
Katie, please.
And when he wouldn't fall victim to your threats, you tried to bribe him to leave me.
You don't understand, Katie. You cannot marry Darren. I told you I won't allow it, and I'll do everything in my power to keep this from happening.
Dad, you've taken this too far. You can't just show up at our places of work. You could have gotten him fired.
That's the least of my worries.
What is it about Darren that you don't like? Tell me. Is it because you feel threatened by him? Do you feel like you're gonna lose me to him? What?
Oh, for the love of God, Katie. For once in your life, just do what I ask without question.
Not this time, Dad. I need a good reason for you to be so adamant about breaking up my relationship.
Fine, but you have to swear to not tell your mother.
What?
If I tell you this, you need to promise me that you'll never repeat this information to your mom. She can never know.
What can be so terrible about Darren that you don't even want Mom to know?
Darren is your half-brother.
Seriously, Dad, just tell me the truth.
That's the dead honest truth, Katie. I'm Darren's father.
But that's not possible. He can't be my brother. You've been with Mom since before I was born.
There was a short period of time just before you were conceived when I was unfaithful to your mother. During that time, I got the other woman pregnant, and Darren is the result of that affair.
No, that can't be right. You would have told me if I had a brother.
I've kept this secret for many years because I never wanted your mother to find out that I was unfaithful to her. I had a moment of weakness and have regretted it ever since then.
If this is your idea of a good excuse to get me to break up with Darren, it's a bit far-fetched.
I wish this was an excuse, Katie, but I'm telling you the truth.
I can't believe this. How could you keep such a big secret from Mom and me for so many years? And why have you never tried to get in touch with Darren?
I never wanted a child with anyone but your mother. I tried to get Darren's mother to have an abortion, but she refused. So I refused to have anything to do with her or the child.
I don't know what to say.
All I ask is that you do not tell your mother about this, please. End the relationship with Darren and go your separate ways.
Of course I'm gonna tell Mom. You can't expect me to keep this filthy secret of yours.
Katie, please, I'll do anything for you not to tell your mother. Name your price.
Are you trying to bribe me for my silence?
If that's what I have to do, then yes. What's your silence worth? 100,000? 200,000?
Dad, just stop. This isn't gonna work.
500,000. I'll wire it to you right now. You cannot tell your mother about this.
Alright, fine. Hey, Mom, do you have a moment to talk? Of course, Katie. Is everything okay? You sound quite serious. Is everything alright between you and Darren? Well, it's about Dad, actually. I found out something recently, and I think you deserve to know the truth. It does sort of involve Darren, too. Oh, goodness! What is it, sweetheart? You know you can tell me anything. Before I start, I want you to know that I love you so much, Mom. You've always been there for me, and I can't stand keeping this secret from you any longer. What secret? Dad had an affair before I was born. What? Are you sure about this, Katie? How did you find this out? Well, he actually told me about it just now, so the information came straight from the source. I can't believe this. Why would Dad keep this from me all these years? I don't know, Mom. His excuse was that he didn't want to ruin your marriage, but that's not all. When I confronted Dad about it, he tried to bribe me into not telling you. He said it was in the past and that it would only cause pain if he found out. He said it was a moment of weakness and that he regrets it. I can't believe he would try to keep something like this from me, let alone bribe you into silence. I deserve to know the truth, no matter how painful it is. Thank you, Katie, for being honest with me. You're welcome, Mom. I couldn't bear the thought of keeping this from you. You deserve transparency and honesty, especially from Dad. I'm so proud of you for having the courage to tell me the truth. That's not all, though. What else could there be? Darren is the result of that affair. You must be joking. I wish I was. It's the reason Dad has been so against me being engaged to him, because he's actually my half-brother. This is too much. I can't believe your father has caused so much trouble in our lives with one simple lie. I know. He really has complicated everything. What are you gonna do? Well, obviously, I have to break things off with Darren. I can't marry my brother. Absolutely you can't. And I'm furious that your father has kept this secret from me for all these years. I think I'm gonna file for a divorce. Oh, really? I have to. I can't trust him. Who knows what else he's been keeping from me? I guess you're right. I want nothing more to do with him. I can't believe he's lied to us for so long. If we meant anything to him, he would have told us the truth years ago. You're absolutely right. I'm disgusted with him and don't see myself giving him the time of day after this.
Hey honey, is everything okay? I haven't heard from you in the last few days.
Actually, no, things aren't okay.
What's the matter?
We can't continue our relationship.
What? Why? Have I done something wrong?
Well, no, it's nothing you've done. It's something that was really out of our control.
Well, what is it? Tell me how I can fix things.
There's no way of fixing things, Darren. Our relationship is wrong, and we need to end it. I can't have anything more to do with you.
Katie, what's going on? We're engaged. Now you just want nothing to do with me? What happened?
I don't know how to tell you this.
Tell me what?
We're half-siblings.
What?
We share a father.
What do you mean we share a father?
My dad, Patrick, had an affair many years ago, and you're the result of that affair.
That's not right.
Unfortunately, it is. So what we've been doing is so wrong on so many levels, and I can't stand to be reminded of it, which is why I can't have any more contact with you.
But how did you find out about this?
My dad confessed to everything. He knew you were his child, which is why he was so against us being together. And knowing the truth now, I don't blame him for how he reacted to the news.
I can't believe he knew about me and never did anything about it. I grew up without a father, but he knew about me all along.
I don't know what else to tell you, but I think this needs to be the end of our communication. The situation is much too awkward.
Katie, I can't believe you've done this to me, my own daughter. I told you that you couldn't tell your mother, but not only did you tell her everything, you also told Darren.
What did you expect me to do? Just end my relationship out of the blue and leave Darren with no explanation? And of course I had to tell Mom. You've been lying to us all for so many years. It's only right that everyone knows the truth.
You've ruined everything for me. Just as I predicted, your mother has decided to end our marriage. And if that wasn't bad enough, Darren and his mother are now trying to sue me for the years of maintenance I missed while he was growing up.
I'm sorry, Dad, but you deserve everything that's coming to you. You're the one that got us all into this horrible mess. And to be honest with you, I also have no ambition to have anything more to do with you.
What? But you're my daughter.
Exactly. I'm your daughter, and Mom was your wife. You should have never lied to us in the first place. In keeping such a major secret for so many years, how are we ever supposed to trust you again?
You're leaving me with nothing. After all this is over, I won't have a cent to my name.
And you're leaving 2 broken families to try and heal from the horrible consequences of your actions. Hi, sweetheart. I know you don't like talking about this, but the divorce between your father and me was finalized today. I didn't really need to hear that, Mom. I'm still trying to heal from everything that's happened. I know, but there's a reason I haven't brought it up. What's that? I got a payout, and I want you to have half of it. I believe your father owes you, of all people, for his actions. Wow, Mom, really? Yes, I want you to use it to give yourself a fresh start. If that means traveling or moving away, I want you to do what will bring you happiness back into your life. Thanks, Mom. I really appreciate this. Mom, you won't believe what I just read in an article. Yes. Darren knew that I was his half-sister, but he got into a relationship with me anyway. What? What article did you read to find this out? He spoke to some reporter outside of the courthouse when he appeared against Dad. He told them the whole story about his plan to get close to me and Dad, to admit that he was actually his father. So he knew this whole time and was only using me. Disgusting. I can't believe how people could be so disturbed and go to such ends to get a bit of money. In the article, he confessed that he was only doing this so that he and his mother could find some grounds to sue Dad for abandoning them all those years ago. I can't believe it either. It's so crazy. Like something you would see in a movie. Not expect to be living. Darren obviously didn't think I'd see this news report. Why else would he be so open about his malicious plan? Maybe he just likes the publicity? Well, he's gonna get a ton more publicity when I sue him for incest. Really? Is that what you're gonna do? Yes, I'm gonna use the money you gave me from the divorce to hire the best lawyer money can buy. I can't just let Darren get away with this. He used me and knowingly committed incest. I want revenge. And you deserve it. After all you've been put through, I'll stand by your side through the whole thing, sweetie. You have my support. And we will take Darren down. I agree, he can't just get away with this crime. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate your support, and I'll really need it to get through all of this. Anytime, my darling. I'll always be here for you. I never spoke to my father again, even though he's tried to reach out to me several times. After being betrayed by him and going through such a traumatic ordeal, I decided it'd be in my best interest to just cut all ties with him. After a grueling case, Darren was charged with incest thanks to my amazing lawyer. After spending so much time with him, I started to fall in love, and we've been dating for a few weeks. As for my mother, she's doing well. She decided to use the remaining money she got from her divorce to go on a well-deserved vacation on the beach.